Hey guys, I'm Nick in the States, and today we're going to talk about the Hovercraft Dwarvenaut 20, which is filthy. It's evil. It is a fire-breathing dragon of a 70s fuzz dirt amp that also has a very Britishy undertone to it that you can get to when you don't want to get all dingy and dirty. Why am I sitting in this rather messy office talking this? Well, it's because when I recorded the video, my vocal mic was turned off. And I don't get a lot of opportunity to turn this thing up as loud as it is. What's a Dwarvenaut 20, you ask? Well, it's from Hovercraft, which is a cool company out in Portland where everything is weird and crazy and fun. And what they do is they take other old amps and redo them into something cool. So a Dwarvenaut 20 actually starts life as a Jet City JCA 20 mini head, or JCA 20 head, which I've actually owned one of those. They then go through and rewire and re-chip and do some magical filth to it. So at the end it comes out as this, dirty, fuzzy amp in the vein of some of the Suns and the Matamps and even some Oranges. And they've given you some options to make it do things cool. So because this is kind of pieced together from some parts of a video I already did, it's a little different than my normal video. So I'll try and get a couple minutes of talking up front and then just go to a bunch of play demos. In each one of the clips you're going to see, you'll see the marked out for what the gain setting is, what the FAC. And what FAC is it's like a voice switch. In the 0, it's more of a Britishy, martially, orangey kind of fun. When you go to, I believe, the 1 setting, it's more like a Matamp amp, which is a 70s. People love them for a filthy, dirty, dingy, fat bottom, huge bottom type amp thing, with not a lot of high and not a lot of definition. And if you go to FAC 2, I think it's more of either a sun or an orangish kind of deal there. So you'll see that called out. These amps also have a feature called the HF drive, and that's really like the built-in fuzz pedal. What's cool with that is it brings out more tones, more elements in some of those deep, dingy things because you get these frilly, fizzy, high-end stuff. So listen for those. You'll see that called out as I switch through each clip. The back, there are actually 2 knobs in the back of the amp. One of which is a depth knob, and for this I left that kind of the same all the way through because it's sometimes tough to get depth to show up in a video. The other one is a vintage to modern knob, and I'm either doing all or nothing on that knob, and so that's the first half of these videos are all in the vintage setting, in the modern setting, and then the second half are in the vintage. That gets called out in a little tag that'll be there. Overall, though, it's a great little amp, and actually it scratches my Marshall itch. I was going to buy a Marshall... one of the 40-watt DSL-40Cs. And then I really started pushing this thing around, and this can't do clean very well at all. But for the drives, for the fun, for the anger, for the wife and kids are out and I can just blow off some steam, this does that in spades. And it punches way above its weight class. For a 20-watt amp, it's loud as a mofo. It's get evicted loud. It's in big, thick, bassy loud. It's mean. Anyway, go through these clips. I'll do a little coda at the end, and hopefully you enjoy it. Apologies that it isn't the normal format, but less of me talking, maybe that's a good thing. Yeah. So that was the Hovercraft Dwarvenaut 20. A filthy little mixed breed of depth, destruction, evilness. And occasionally I think about selling it because I don't play it all that much, and then I plug into it and I'm like, it's just fun. And for me, it's the amp I plug into when nobody's home and I've got an extended period of time just to blow out my eardrums. So anyway, that's the off the beaten path amps. This is a Hovercraft Dwarvenaut 20. It's Hunter and the rest of the crew that ask about it. See, I finally did one. Cool. As always, I've been Nick in the States. I have issues, one of which is cleaning all the crap behind me. Take care, folks.